Hello everybody, welcome to the Lifestyle Show here on What TV. I still your girl and the host for the show. I'm EJ. You all are welcome. Thank you very much for the consistency and then the follow-up. So if you haven't followed the Lifestyle playlist, please do follow us on What TV YouTube. Then click on the Lifestyle playlist and follow us. Once again, you all are welcome. On today's show, we'll be talking about a very important topic, which is quality service and product for business growth. Quality service and product for business growth. And with me in the studio today are two lovely people that are going to be helping us talk about this very topic. I would want to say they are professionals in their field. Both faces you guys are very much aware of. So we'll begin with, introducing them. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, TJ.
You're welcome. Yes, it has. Do you mind introducing yourself, please?
Yeah. My name is Elam Yawamuzu, and I'm quality check officer at Spiro.
Okay.
But I'm also data analyst and then in charge of suspicious cases.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for
You're
joining
welcome.
us. All right. And then we have another lovely gentleman here. Hello, sir.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Very well. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, so my name is John Chika Okori,
Right.
CEO of Afripo Group, a software engineering company, yes.
Please, today, speak well so we can hear you. He's always using bedroom voice for me. I don't know why. Oh, but he did anyways. Yeah. I believe the guest heard him. So, like I said, today we'll be discussing about, more like, Mr. Elam is a fact checker, I would want to say, or quality service, specialist. So we'd want to use the word a fact, in terms of product. He checkments products to be sure of their validity and how, how authentic, the branding is. So today we'll be talking about quality service and product for business growth. So, Sir Elam, do you mind explaining this topic to us first off?
Okay.
Briefly.
Yeah, just briefly. When we're talking about quality of a product, first of all, is to check whether what the person offering that quality or that kind of product or service is saying is very true. Because if you say you're selling banana, but we check it's not banana, it's mango, then I think you're wrong. And also the quality, because in this world now we have standard things like. For instance, to be able to sell some product, you have to have what we call ISO, and it's actually vary from year to year. I'm sorry, I'm not aware of the recent ISO, but it's an international way of standardizing products, certain type of product.
Right,
so we need to check and see if your product meets some level of requirement that is needed.
All right. So do you want to add to it?
Yeah, I think I agree with him. So it's more of what you're telling the people, your audience, your customer, is your product is really what it is. Okay. That's basically what I can say about quality.
Okay, so how does offering high quality products and services help businesses attract and keep customers?
Okay, so the truth remains that if you don't sell your product with a certain level of quality, putting in mind what he said to mean quality,
right,
having that level of standard based on certain international bodies and the requirements that is expected, your customers are going to come, they buy your product, and then when they see that it doesn't meet that standard, they are not going to come back again. So it's very necessary that every business should always check the quality of what they are selling out there, because that is what sustains the business. Sustaining it in the sense that your customers keep coming, they keep rolling in. Yeah.
Ms. Alon, have you, has it come to your notice that in Africa today, we really don't go for quality, rather we go for quantity? So even before we begin diving into this quality thing per se, people don't really go hand in hand with the word quality in this age and time, because trust me, An average man wants wants something that is big, right? So having that in mind, do you agree with what he has said?
Yeah, I think
that's in terms of keeping customers.
Yeah.
Let's say you have small product though, but the product has quality. Do you think you will be able to keep customers compared to someone that has more quantity but lesser quality?
Yeah, I think the struggle for most businesses is how to be able to have a product that is made according to the power of purchase of their market. Like, I mean, people you are selling to.
Okay.
Because you see, you can have the quality, but if they don't have the means to offer the quality, then you are not in the right place. Or if your audience is the market, the portion of market you're trying to sell your product to, they don't know the quality you're offering, they won't appreciate it. You know, there's this, I don't know if you've read it, probably on Facebook, where an old man give a coin to his, daughter, say, go and try to exchange that in the marketplace. He goes and say, when I went there, they say some like $1-2. Some he took it to another place, say, maybe $500. And then some people want to offer like $1 million because depending on the person or the people, the audience you're selling to, they may not know the quality of the product you're offering, so they will not. So I think for businesses at first is to know who you are offering your product to and
know
what they need. And the quality they need.
Oh.
Because if you offer something that they don't know the value, they don't appreciate it. What is a product at first? Product is something that you offer. It is, that will satisfy the desire of someone or a service. In marketing, that's the meaning. So the value of that will be defined by the markets mostly. How much they get satisfied by using that, that's how much they'll be willing to pay. Yeah. So I think that study is what actually we lack here. We have ideas,
right?
But we don't know how to.
We lack the marketing strategy.
Yeah. So that it will meet actually the needs of people. Because when we talk about like product, there are products that it satisfy a desire, but products to satisfy a desire is different from a product that will satisfy a need. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So if it's a need, it has to be really, really tailored in a way that it will satisfy need 100%. Then people will know the quality. But if it doesn't really satisfy, then I'm sorry.
And most of this audience that we even sell the market to can't read, like what he has said. You take a product that is packaged rather, and then you take it to a more like a very, there's a word for it, an area that isn't really evolved. And then you take it there, and then there is no promotion or anything, you're just selling. People don't know what you're selling, so they won't buy. Right? So most people don't even like you say, tailor their product through promotion. And that way it's always very difficult for people to actually know what you have, and then they don't have idea of it. Do you want to say something?
I want to add to what he said, and that is every business should know their customers. No matter what you sell, even if it is water, you still need to know your customers. Your customers are not everybody. So first of all, understanding your customer and the kind of, like the demographics and the psychographic of that customer matters a lot. What I mean by that is, let's take for example China and Apple.
Right.
China developed, they built their economy through Africa. When phones started becoming rampant, what they did was to create substandard phones, brought them down to Africa, seeing that the market can afford, that is what they would love to afford based on what we have here. So that was what they used to build their economy. But then Apple maintained their standard because they were selling to a particular kind of customer, and these customers had the money. They are focusing on rich, certain class of people. So if we talk about quality, it's also important, like he said, that the business should know who he or she, who he's selling to.
All right, thank you very much. So, question 2: what role does customer feedback play in improving quality of products and services in business?
Yes, that's actually very important, because most times in business, or let me say, those of us that are into either manufacturing or developing applications and all that, most times we tend to create things that will satisfy our needs without considering whether that is actually what the customers need or what the market is in need of.
Okay.
So when you make those applications, or I'm talking in terms of my field anyway, and you sell it out there, the customers have to give you feedback for you to be able to try to readjust your, let's say, software in order to meet their needs or their experience. So there's something called user experience. So let's use WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger as an example. Many people are more on WhatsApp because there's a kind of experience you have with using WhatsApp for chats than Facebook. And the reason for that is because the experience is different based on the design, based on the navigation around the application. So the way to improve on your product or your service is to get feedback from the customers, and from that you can tell, okay, these guys are actually not in need of this. Right. This is what they want. Based on the pool, let's say 80 to 90% have said we don't need this, take it out. And then the other 10% are saying it's okay. Then what do? Based on the analysis that you get, you should be able to improve your products.
He's talking in terms of, well packaged environment and well-learned individuals.
Yeah.
So in a situation where we are in a confined area, where it's more like in a localized area where they don't know how to read.
Yeah.
How do you manage customer feedback? Because if let's assume you package pepper, right? I'm using pepper because it's like the easiest of thing to understand. So let's assume you package pepper right now and then you sell it in the market, but in a very well packaged manner. Yeah. How do you get feedback from those people that buy the pepper? Do you understand? Because we're selling it to localized area and localized.
I understand your point. I mean, first of all, I remember I spent some years in Rwanda, and I embarked back on the days in entrepreneurship, like venture. I was manufacturing like local, product in terms of furniture. And what I learned from that is, before you market a product, I think there is what we call market search. Because you see, when people have need or challenges, it become a business opportunity for you.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I'm taking it from that angle is, if you see people have challenges and then you propose a solution, as they get a solution, that's when you can have a feedback, because there is a need, there is a challenge that you want to fill that gap. So how do you get that feedback? It's just talking to people. It's just listening to the customers. It's just, you have to prepare like a system by which you get feedback from people on the marketplace or people who use your product. I know in international scale, when we talk about those developed countries, they have systems, but in this kind of environment, I think just from mouth to ear. That's just old, kind
of street survey.
You
could just employ one or two workers to go and ask questions and all that.
And you have a very good feedback.
All right. So, Mr. Elon, how can small businesses keep quality consistent, while managing cost?
Okay, business consistent. I think the first thing is to make sure that you have this ratio, costs and products manufacturing, to cut costs. Because
please explain.
Yeah, the small businesses have one issue. They don't have enough finance.
Okay.
They may have great product, but they don't have enough finance to produce
in large quantity. Okay.
So you have to manage how you produce and then how you sell. That flow, you need to have a consistent flow of management in terms of product selling and then return. And one thing also is to really manage the overhead. What we call overhead is when you have a business, there are some costs that you can cut down. like the rents, like phone bills, like even if you have like workers, they have to pay. Some of them who are working for you, like they are not seasonal workers. So whether you have business or not, you have to pay them.
And most times should I say, the people employing, with their products being high, when they employ workers, they don't pay them very small amount of money, and these people are very much primitive. They just have to endure. I've seen cases where the product is high, they tell you it's a standard product, and then their employers are very they work like slaves, and the money they get is so small. So even like I'm bringing up this from what you just said. You said managing cost. Okay, you have to make sure that the product has, at least, even though you're producing in small quantities, make sure the product is not that expensive. It can be afforded. Now, if the product is not expensive, that means that the workers have to work extra for them to produce at least something of a substantial amount for them to sell and even get money to still pay the same workers. True, yes?
No, I mean, I wasn't done with actually the way to. There is what we call outsourcing as well. Okay. Because you see, if as a small business you want to do everything by yourself, you spend a lot of money. Right. But you have businesses that are related to your business who have means. Right. You can just have a kind of partnership with them, and you outsource some part of the production, so you don't use too much of money to buy unnecessary material or utilities. What you want to, like, a part of your product can be made by someone else, and you pay him like a little amount. A little amount, because for him it's okay, because
he's your partner.
That's how, because if you don't do that, you can't involve. So if you outsource, like let's say you are making furniture, for instance. Right. If you want to be able to buy all the machine to make the wood, no. You buy the wood, and you have people who have machine who can treat the wood very well for you. Just come and you assemble it. So you just need to have people who can assemble and then varnish it, just polish it. Yeah. Then you have a good product. So
that's more easy.
You cut the cost, and you don't have to have a big place. You need to minimize the cost by playing very intelligent, by using all the resources around. That's how you make it.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think he has said exactly my mind.
All right.
While the business is trying to reduce cost, it should equally try not to reduce the quality that much, such that it would affect the product that it is delivering. Because at the end of the day, the product is you. What the product represents the business. Right. So if it goes out there and doesn't represent the business well, then the business is going down. Gradually, you lose customers. So, like he said, in order to reduce cost while the product is still having a certain level of quality, you should be able to find ways and means to partner with people around. Like you need a big machine to be able to produce some of these things. You don't have the money to do that. What do? Just go out there, reach out to those who have those machines, and then partner with them, and then reduce your cost, and yet you still have the quality that you're looking for.
In a stereotypical country, or in countries where they work for themselves, and then you're a foreigner in said country, how do you manage this outsourcing he talks about? Imagine you're a foreigner going into a business. Okay. Yes. How do you manage this?
You're a foreigner having a business in a foreign land, right?
Yes.
I don't think there's any restriction. I don't know.
There isn't any restriction per se, but then you know that people don't really partner with people that
cultural
cultural differences and whatnot. All of these are their negative side to this outsourcing. Yeah. So how then do you manage it as a foreigner in a foreign country?
For me, this is my experience. In business, you have to be very persistent. Let's say you're looking for a contract from the government. Togo government as a foreigner, that's very difficult.
Yes, actually.
That's not so easy. But one thing I've found out is, number one, if the problem you're trying to solve is a very pressing problem, and number two, you are persistent, some way, somehow, God will make a way.
If you're looking to partner with a company that is well known. And then you're starting up as a small, you're starting up a small scale business. I don't think I would want to take you serious as one that owns a business if I don't see a bigger business. Okay. If I haven't actually seen anything that you've done. Now, as a small scale business owner, sourcing for partnership with more bigger or a bit better than yours, how then do you manage such?
Yes. Can I help?
Yes, please.
Okay. In this kind of context, you need to bring something on the table. That's why you need to be smart. You see, people will always respond to people who have something. Yeah. Everyone needs something. There may be a big businesses, but there are things that they don't have access to. They don't want to do it, or they don't want to spend on that. You offer them that. You just do this for me, and I make sure my product. I'll make sure they'll know you that you do this as well. Yeah, because it's all about interest. We are talking about businesses here. It's not about feelings. I ain't gonna give you just my own things because you look good. No. What do you have? Can I have something from you? Yeah. So when you want to venture on these kind of things, first of all, you need to be a very people person.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Skills that you don't learn in school, but you need to have that. When you go to someone, say good morning. The way you present yourself, the way you talk already. So this guy is a good person. I will try this. So those are small skills that it doesn't show right away, but you need to have them. You go to someone, you talk to him, and he feel confident. This guy knows what he's talking about. Now you go. So
meaning, from what you're saying, you may not have, but presentation. Yeah. We show as if you're a boss.
I'm telling you, you need to know the. You up your game in those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's very important.
All right. Okay. Yes.
I should add to what you said.
Oh, now I want to go to the next question. We're almost wrapping up.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So, what strategies can businesses use to maintain service quality as they grow?
Okay. Quality, if it is a small business, we're still going back to what we talked about earlier.
Right.
If you don't have the technical know-how, you don't have the materials, you don't have the machines, then you need to go reach out to those partners. Those partners are actually looking for your type because it's another way to expand their market as well. So when you go tell them, okay, I have this market, you don't have access to these people, but then I do, and then all I just want is give me the opportunity to get this and that from you. Then I can reach out to this market that you don't have. So in extension, they're also selling their product to those.
Salam, there are some people that before they start up maybe a small scale business, they form this kind of group.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I want to own an agricultural company. Then I have like 3 persons. And then when I'm coming to your company, I don't really know anything about the proposal I'm coming to submit because one of you is already doing it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, please, you have to do the proposal. And then when you do the proposal, I maybe go through it, like, just proofread it a bit, and then I'm confident. And then I tell you, please, you do the presentation. At the end of the day, you discover that the CEO of the company, the person that opened the company, does not know anything about the company. It is the people that he or she has employed that is now the backbone. Then when you see such a person, you catch such or said CEO outside and you begin to question, you discover that he doesn't even know anything about his own company. What then do you say about such a company? Because if I am to be someone partnering with you, and let's say we meet in maybe a dinner or something, and then I'm asking you a very critical question that I should know or think that you as a CEO of a business should know, and then you have no idea of it. What does that tell about that very particular organization or company that you're about partnering with?
Okay, those things happen because sometimes when people who should be in politics start being business or yeah. Because you see, normally when you are like heading such
organization,
organization, you need to know about it. But it happens sometimes people don't know. It means you're talking to the wrong person. It means that there are people, and if that person is honest, he will tell you, you know what, if you really want to have business with us, go talk to this person. I'm just here to talk. There are people, they just are the public figure of business. They are the one they see, so they are there as image of the company, but really, yeah. So that's what I would say.
Okay, thank you very much. So The last question before we wrap up the show for today. In terms of business reputation and its goods, how does quality products help to build up a business reputation?
Okay, so once I hear the word reputation, what comes to my mind is branding.
Okay.
And if I want to explain branding, business branding, it's quite a very deep.
Just cut it.
Yes. Let's take the way God had to first of all design something in mind before He created you, and then He decided that you were coming here to the earth to fulfill this purpose. So there is this purpose that you are meant to fulfill as a person. That's the same way any business owner, before he starts off a business, needs to first of all have a clear design, blueprint. What is this business supposed to do? The intricacies of that business has to be well defined. So when it comes to reputation of the business, you in as much as you're trying to reduce costs, and then maybe either it will affect the quality a bit or not, try as much as possible not to allow that to take you out of the purpose for which the business was started in the first place. And if that is maintained, there is no way the reputation of your business will go down. If your business reputation doesn't go down, you are sure to remain on top.
Okay, thank you very much. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I think when we're talking about you mean product, right?
Right.
First of all, quality directly impacts the business reputation.
Okay.
So by fostering customer trust and experiences, and reducing costs may have an impact on the product. Okay. So we need to balance the reduction of costs with the product quality, so that at the end the experiences that the customers will have will actually be one way of expanding the business or the company, productivity and his impact. Because at the end of it, people will not spend their money if they're not sure that they're going to get what they are looking for.
Right. Yeah. So, final word from you, sir.
I think in Africa, and since we're in Togo, we need to start really having this kind of training in what is business, what is product. If this kind of what we're doing here, if it can be done like as training on levels like even in the marketplaces, right. Small people who are selling small things, train them in neighborhoods. That will really improve our country, because everyone that goes to the roadside to sell Imolu should know that he's selling, but he's not himself. Once you go there, then you have to you are including a whole community who is looking up to you.
Exactly.
So if you don't have a good product, you are impacting negatively actually the country.
Okay, so how about you?
Yes, so my advice to every business owner is as much as you're trying to please your customers, in as much as you're trying to please your customers by trying to reduce cost, make sure it doesn't affect your quality. Just know your customers and then focus on them. Yeah.
All right. Thank you both very much for coming. Thank you so much, Mr. Elom.
No,
thank you, sir. I'm sorry, your
Chika,
name? Chika, exactly, for coming to today's show. So you guys have heard it though. It is very, very okay and normal for us to go for quality. Actually, Africans, we are very, very keen, when it comes to quality. If you're buying rice, you tell them to put fisi or jara or still put small inside. So we don't even care to find out if the rice that is being measured in the market is the original, if it has expired. So long as it's rice and you can eat it, there's no problem. So basically what we are talking about here today, or what this topic has been about, is actually checking your product or checking what you're buying. First of all, is it authentic? Is it okay? Has it expired or not? And then the appropriate authorities should also check to be sure that these products follow the due processes in terms of scrutinies of finding out if said products have expired or it has not expired. Now, if we follow this due process, at least we could also help to minimize expenses in the hospitals, to minimize expenses with buying, herbs whatsoever. Everything we are saying here today has actually been very, very important, and I believe it's been able to impact on everyone. Thank you all very much for joining us today. I still may your girl host, EJ. until we come away next week, please stay blessed and stay safe. Plenty love from me to you. Bye-bye.